Hey, hello everyone. You're very welcome to Danu's Irish Herb Garden. And we've got wonderful weather here. We've been told we're having a heat wave, which I wouldn't go that far. It's just very nice and summery and warm. And I'm actually off to Scotland tomorrow to visit my lovely mother-in-law. We're going to have a few days, just the two of us together, a bit of a girly weekend. And this week has just gone by in a flash because we've had such lovely weather. We went to the beach one day and we stayed longer than expected. Then my daughter and my grandson came round one evening and we ended up having a little party, completely unexpected. And then yesterday we were invited for tea with a lovely friend of ours who has, Lol has just finished creating a wonderful mural on the side of her house, on the gable end of her house. And she wanted him to depict the 8 Celtic festivals on the Wheel of the Year. So it's a stunning mural. And so to celebrate it being finished, she invited us for tea. So then we were there all yesterday afternoon and early evening. And so now I just one day left before I leave. And I'm thinking I've got to get all these little jobs done to give me a sense that I've actually done something this week. And of course, to get jobs done so Lol doesn't have to think about them because he's got a path to finish. And so it's just been all manner of things. So now, after all of those jobs, a welcome cup of tea. And I've got lemon balm here. I picked it just a few days ago, but it's dried so quickly because of the heat. And I do love lemon balm because it's so refreshing. And it's the first herb that I ever grew, as a herb. First time I ever grew a plant, probably. So it's lovely to make a reconnection with it every now and again. And it is just so refreshing and soothing and very relaxing. So I'd just like to tell you now about two new books I've got that I'm really happy about. This first one is called Old Remedies for Modern Living by Samantha Almond. And I think it's the most fascinating book because it's a collection of monographs, which is information about each herb. So, for example, I've just opened it there to coltsfoot. There's a beautiful photograph of coltsfoot. Again, this is a herb that I forage regularly. It grows wild here in the garden. And she tells you all about it, how you can use it, its historical background, any plant law, whether it's edible, where you can harvest it. And what's great about this book is she includes up-to-date modern research. This is a new book, it's just out. And then, of course, how you can use it and if there's any precautions. And it's the same all the way through with the other plants in here. But there are some plants in here that I've never used. Hogweed, for example. Now, hogweed I tend to keep away from because it's in the Umbelliferia family. If I've said that properly, I can never pronounce it. And a lot of them are poisonous and dangerous, so I tend to just clear away from them. But after reading this with all the positive information about it, and I do have it very close by, it's on the hedgerows, that I might give it a try now. And I know from my friend Craig that the seeds are also edible. You can do lots of things with the seeds. And she mentions that here because she puts recipes in as well as the medicinal uses. So it's a beautiful book with some wonderful photographs. There's another one, Shepherd's Purse. That's a tiny little flower. So it's great to see such a detailed photograph. And all of these plants are herbal cures that have been forgotten. That's the title of the book. Obviously, not all of them have been forgotten because I know most of the ones in here. But it's always nice to see a fresh perspective. It's great to see the modern research included, and it's also great to get so many recipes, both culinary and medicinal. So if you want to get into making your own medicine from the plants that grow wild near you, all of these plants grow in the British Isles and all across North America. So that's one for you. I'll put the details in the box below. Remember, under the video is a little bit of information, and then you see the word more. If you click on that, it opens up a box, and I'll have all the information below. This is another beautiful book. I mean, look at it. It's so wonderful to look at. It's a hardback copy, and it's another UK writer, Natasha Lloyd, and this is all about foraged condiments. So I've always been interested in the food aspect. That's why I invited our friend Craig to come over a couple of years ago and bring us out on a foraging walk for food. And we're hoping to do a get together next year in May sometime, myself and Craig. So we'll be foraging for food and medicine. So I like this because it's giving me another view onto the plant world. And this is all about condiments that you can make. So, for example, yarrow. I mean, yarrow is one of my favorite plants for medicine. I take it myself for my blood pressure. And in here, we've got some lovely recipes. Well, what she does actually, first of all, she is telling you about the plant and the folklore behind it. And then the recipes are in a separate section. So it's lovely to spend time learning about each plant, and then you can go and look up the recipes afterwards. So there's lots of recipes in here that I want to try. I think there's a vermouth, there's various drinks and tonic waters, pickled brambles. Can you imagine? Pickled brambles of all things. and pickled rowan berries. Well, I just collected rowan berries a week or two back, ready to make, and I put them in the freezer so that I can make some savoury jams with them. Hawthorn spiced sauce. Now that's something I'm going to make because all our hawthorn berries are ready for harvest, and I have tons of medicine gallons of medicine rather. So it would be nice to use the hawthorn in a different way. So again, it's just a beautiful book that brings you out into the world of plants with a different perspective. So many of these plants are edible as well as for medicine. And with this book, you can make sauces, chutneys, ferments, and drinks. So I'm looking forward to getting into that now that it's harvest time. And I love a nice hardback book that's high spec. It's just lovely. Yarrow flower salad dressing. I'm just flicking through it now. Wild garlic and elderberry vinegar. Nettle seed geomass. That's lovely. That's what I was going to make with our nettle seeds anyway. But she's got lots of different salts in here because, it's great to be creative with the plants. It's great to put, like, for example, you could dry rose petals and put them into a machine, a food processor, and put them into sugar. And you get a sweet rose flavored sugar. But you can do similar things for salt as well. It just gets those medicinal virtues into the food. It's just amazing to see so many really creative recipes. Valerian hot chocolate. I mean, that's fantastic. Valerian helps you to sleep and get a good night's rest. So popping it into your hot chocolate before you go to bed just sounds fantastic. So again, I'll put all that information in the box below as well. I'm going to finish my tea and then I must get a shower. So cheers, everybody, and see you next week. Lovely. I hope you enjoyed today's film. If you did, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And have a look at the website, danusirishherbgarden.com, for more information about us and about the herbal medicine courses I offer and the Wise Woman Way training. And if you go to the shop, you can find the books, the weed handbooks, and other herbal goodies. And remember, we put a new film out every Sunday. So looking forward to seeing you next week.